I am Leah Keith. I'm 34. I live in Warren.
And I'm Leah's mother, Debbie Coury.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Herstory TV and the Herstory podcast. I am graced with the presence of yet another amazing mother and daughter duo coming to us all the way from the United States. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Tell everybody your full names, where you're based, how old you both are, and share your story with us today.
Thank you, Gertrude.
I am Leah Keith.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
And where do you live?
I live in Warren,
Rhode Island,
Rhode
USA.
Island. Yeah, USA.
And I'm Leah's mother, Debbie Coury. And I'm 60 years old this year. I can't believe it. And I live with Leah. We live together in Warren, Rhode Island, United States.
Wonderful to meet both of you. So where does your story begin?
Where does our story begin, Leah?
Well, I have a studio in Cutler Mills.
You have
in
a
Warren
studio. So ever since Leah was very, very small,
Yeah.
she always had dreams to be an artist and a writer.
Yeah, like I also, fill these pages with, letters and stuff.
It's true. I mean, once she could write, she just started literally writing pages and pages of letters. And there was like stacks of them because she would do it day and night. And eventually I realized that even though the words didn't have the breaks between them, they were actual stories that she was writing. And it was pretty amazing. She was using like inventive spelling. So she was sounding it out in her head.
Yeah. It was kind of like stories in my head.
Yes. And Leah has an amazing gift because she will create a piece of art by just like going into a meditation space, and she'll paint, and she just completely.
This is me. I'll just stare at the canvas, and I start painting and painting and painting.
And then when she's done, spontaneously, this beautiful poem will just come through her, and it's so fast that she has a friend named Steve who writes it down for her as she speaks it.
Yeah.
And she has created like thousands of paintings and poems, and they're really profound. And Leah and I enjoy her so much because we have these really deep conversations.
And I always been that way too.
Yeah, she's very, very perceptive, intuitive, has a deep understanding of life and people. And one thing that Leah taught me early on was that she is who she is, and she's so strong and confident in herself that.
Yeah, I'm also a teacher too.
Yes, you are a teacher, but she was not going to allow anyone to tell her how to dress or how to speak or how to be. And she's always compassionate and kind and polite and caring, but she is herself. And she has her own style. And she has showed me that, she teaches me, really. She's taught me
They do
to believe in her, to believe in myself.
Our children are our teachers, right? And just before we were catching up and getting to know each other, you told me that Leah has a saying. Tell the world what that is, Leah.
Say the saying. I am different.
Different is good, but it's also a calling too.
It's a calling. And what does that mean, Leah?
Well, a calling is kind of like a calling is like a piece.
A piece.
A piece of life and what it is.
A piece of life and what life is?
Yeah.
And it's a calling to you to
do all these amazing things.
Yeah, and to live your best life, right?
Yeah.
I
So
absolutely love that, Leah, because a lot of people go to their graves not even knowing what their calling is. It's like you just know why you're on the planet, right? You're here to
Yeah.
create through your words and your poetry and your paintings.
Yeah.
she's always known. That's what's so amazing. And nothing blocked it. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? She's been so authentic and true to who she is.
Yeah, and I have amazing relatives too. That's also writers too.
Also, it
She,
runs in the family.
Yeah.
well, actually, it's in her heritage, and she's always been fascinated with genetics
Yeah.
and her heritage. And she looked into it, and she found out that a couple hundred years ago, there was a man named Hezekiah Butterworth that is her great 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 uncle, and he wrote the Zigzag Journeys, which or is a series of books about his travels in the world. And we actually, where we live right now, was his land. And we didn't even know that when we moved here. And there's actually in this area, there's several historical cemeteries, and they're all her ancestors.
Oh my
And they,
gosh.
yeah, it's really,
Yeah, and that's on my dad's side of the family too.
so we go to the cemeteries, and Leah does like the gravestone etching.
Yeah. I do rubbings.
Yeah, because she's always searching for her history and her heritage. And she, when she found out that she had this history, it was amazing because she already had that inside of her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and kind of like being like a warrior too.
yes, she's always talked about being a warrior.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that? Like, what does that mean, warrior?
I don't know. Like I think a warrior is kind of like being strong, being brave.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And you had
that.
to be strong and brave and independent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, differences. Why should we celebrate our differences in the world?
That's a great question.
Yes, it is.
Do you want to answer that, or you want me to?
I I think I think different is different, and that's just what it is.
And why are we happy and celebrating the differences? What's good about being different? You say it's good. Why is it good?
Uh,
I think that when we have differences and we honor them, we have something to share and give to each other.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
And we can learn from each other. And it makes the world colorful and dynamic and exciting rather than, I mean, how boring would it be if we were all the same? Why would we even do anything, you know?
With Leah being an artist, imagine if the world was just in black and white, just two colors. And I've seen your art. The combination of colors is absolutely delicious. And I think that's what human beings are like as well.
Yeah.
God created us different for a reason.
How sad for people.
Celebrated.
How sad for people that are so afraid of differences that they live in a small little
world
bubble and never get to experience the full color of life. Culture. And I love food, and I love to learn about ethnic food and create different food and eat the food, and especially when you're eating it with friends and family. And
she has her own garden too, so
I grow a lot of
vegetables.
Yeah, I love to garden. I love to grow food.
And I help her out.
She's a really good cook, actually. She's the most creative cook, and she's always been that way. She discovered that if you put cumin in meatballs, they're just delicious. I never would have thought of that. But
well, I just make them up. I just make up recipes. Like I do get like recipe stuff, like cookbooks or whatever, but I also create it itself and expand and make up stuff too.
Yeah, you add your own spices. She has her own little kitchen, and
yeah, I do.
She has a lot of spice. She loves spices.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love it. So, Leah, explain to me your creative process when you are creating a piece of art and you've got a blank canvas. how do you know where to start? How do you know what color is going to work with the next color? Tell me your creative process when you're creating all of these pieces of art.
Well, I just take a canvas, I put on my easel there, and I take like a nice fresh paint, my paintbrush, I dip it into the paint, and and then it just creates itself.
Yeah,
It
it
creates
creates
itself.
itself.
Yeah,
And
like me as an artist, that just the brush, but it's mostly just comes out of me. But sometimes it's kind of like a meditation kind of thing too.
yeah, she really gets
That's
into this
amazing.
great focus. She's so focused when
Yeah.
she's doing it, and it's quite beautiful to watch, really.
Yeah, like I have like all these thoughts in my head, and I just, especially at nighttime too, and so I just create.
Wow, what a gift. What a gift you have. And they say that the richest places in the world are graveyards because they're full of
Mm.
people who had so many ideas, so many things in their heads, and they didn't even have the courage to put it on a piece of paper. And you get to do that every single day and inspire people with your words, with your art, with your poetry. You are a gift to the world, the both of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you so much. And you too.
Oh
You,
man, it's been so fascinating when I sit here in my lounge in Wellington and I am connecting with women from every corner of the globe. Every single day, I just sit on the couch. I'm talking to someone in Japan. The next day, I'm in the US. The next day, it's
isn't it
Canada.
amazing? It's
So,
so beautiful. I mean, as bad and awful as the pandemic was, it did open up other possibilities, especially for us.
Yeah,
Leah is known in our area, very well known because of her book and her art studio. And so the school department actually came to Leah. They called her and asked.
yeah. I have a friend. Her name is Rachel, and she asked me to help her out with the teaching. So I teach art and writing.
Yeah, and she's teaching special ed students, and right now they're not in the regular school population because of their fragile health and the pandemic. So, and I know it's better in New Zealand, believe me, but here we've been in our house for a year. We're vaccinated now, so we're just getting out. But because of that, the schools had to be like more open to things. So they hired Leah, and Leah has such an understanding of her students because she really like some of them are nonverbal, but Leah knows, like if they're upset, she knows what's bothering them.
Yeah, like there is one kid that has sensory issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that too because I kind of have it too a little bit.
She knew that he wouldn't touch the paint or the paintbrush, and she said to me,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. She said, I know he has sensory issues because I do too. And she said, what if we put the paint in a squirt gun and then he could paint with a squirt gun and you wouldn't have to touch? And he loved it.
Yeah. But we did it with a spray bottle, actually.
Yeah, well, you don't want to bring, any kind of gun into school,
No,
even a water gun. So we did modify that a bit. But yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, so you kind of bring everything about yourself into the classroom. You understand these kids, you understand their challenges because you've lived it, you've breathed it, and you are now teaching and empowering kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, they really look up to her.
Yeah.
They really are excited about her.
Yeah.
And Leah, let me ask you something about your mother. Your mom's got to be a pretty special woman.
Yeah, my mom really is special. I love her. She's great. I think she's amazing in what she does.
Thank you.
And she saw your potential. She saw your gifts way before anybody else ever saw it. And she just seems to have told you you can do anything, and here you are.
Yeah. And here I am. I'm doing it, and that's because of my mom.
Oh,
Well,
And I'm proud.
oh, thank you. I have to say that Leah has thanked me, and she said to me, you know, Mom, I appreciate that you've pushed me because I am who I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, Leah's gifts are inside of her. I just allowed her to
be who she is.
yeah, gave her the opportunity and really strongly advocated for her. So, you know, in school and
Yeah,
everywhere.
because I used to have a hard time reading too.
Yes, the schools, you know, sometimes they didn't think that she would be able to do something and they didn't teach her. So I had to get her a tutor to teach her how to read.
Yeah.
So, and she's reading great.
Yeah.
That's just so wonderful. Well,
Yeah, it
the
is.
two of you have so inspired me today. You know, one of the things I'm trying to do with this platform is to bring people who are different, people from all walks of life, and you have just painted a brush on my canvas that has just filled my soul today. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
You're welcome.
You are so welcome. It was
Really
our pleasure.
feel that we didn't bump into each other by accident, that there's some more magical things coming. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why, but magic is on its way. So we will keep in touch.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel it too.
Feel it
Thank
too.
you.
And thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. I told you the Herstory platform is unique. We are getting women from every single country under the globe, different abilities. The other day I was interviewing a musician from Pittsburgh and she sang a song for us. Today we have Leah. She's an artist. She's an author. Really, really feeling blessed today, and you have filled my cup. So have a fantastic day, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Tune in again tomorrow when I bring yet another amazing, maybe mother-daughter team. It could be another woman. I don't know. But have a fantastic evening, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.